good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're finding me is just right. Actually, at the level of energy, time doesn't even exist. So these are timeless messages. I just felt the nudge to hop on. I did just finish recording almost a half-hour message. I was windy this morning. We pulled all the cards. I had some notes that were coming through, streaming through as I was preparing myself in my space. So I shared on those. We have much astrology shifting. We have a full moon midweek. Plus the cards we went through and confirmed. I shared a little bit from a reading. We did read out of the guidebook today for one of the decks, which I think I shared this with y'all last week. I think I've only done that one other time in the last several years I've been sharing in Patreon. So anyways, if my energy resonates for you, if you want to hear more, see more, link for subscribers only for the Patreon community is in the description box. Also, I'll put it in the pinned comments below when I'm done here. So yeah, we're just gonna tap in and I got all the decks out here yet, but I'm not gonna put them away because I'm gonna go live on TikTok here. I just saw 111 when I finish here with you all. So anyways, if you're just tuning in, you could say hello. You could let us know where you're tuning in from. Maybe let us know how you're feeling in these energies. Maybe you have something hopeful, insightful, inspirational to share with others. Maybe you learned something this week that is still sticking with you. You could share that. Sometimes we hear a thing and it just clicks and it sticks with us a day later, a week later. Those aha moments, you know. I just have 144 here. Strength, this is us, this empowerment. You know, we have the Sag full moon coming up. I'm not going to speak too much on it because I don't want to reiterate myself. Like I said, you could join Patreon and get a message. I'm also going to be sharing some journal prompts and some further full moon guidance either later today, tomorrow. So look for that to come in Patreon as well, in addition to the message I just posted. But yeah, knowing who we are, empowerment, big picture thinking, we're going to be given the opportunity to release ourselves from these self-made, mind-made prisons. We're going to be able to see the ways. I just saw 222, all the synchronicities. Music and numbers have just been speaking to me lately. It's like, it reminds me of that quote or that meme I saw at one point when you're in alignment and you have been consistently where the universe isn't even whispering synchronicities anymore. Hello, good morning, welcome. It's maybe not shouting them, but you can hear it's like a constant conversation, constant communication. That's what life has felt like for me lately. And also on the other side of that, the second I introduce some resistance, or it's like instant karma in these energies, meaning the second we are going against ourselves, maybe doing something, you know, we said we weren't going to do, and then we forgot. Because when we are becoming someone new, it doesn't just happen overnight, right? It's not like a flip that switches. We get this new awareness, and oftentimes it takes a bit to land before we're ready to move forward with it. Also that, and we receive the guidance at a soul level, these DNA activations, these light upgrades, whatever. It takes a bit for us to land and integrate it because our physical body here, our mind, is the densest of all, so it takes the longest to reach us here. Yeah. So anyways, but being willing to be misunderstood, right? And just sending love to others that feel the need to project their beliefs onto you, staying in your own lane. Like I shared in Patreon, I have found myself having much more energy when I'm consuming less, creating more, blinders on, saying no to things, implementing boundaries, so I have space for my sacred yes here. Thanks so much for the love. Appreciate you. Yeah. Three of Pentacles here. Building, community, collaboration, the shared vision, right? We share, and we know that just as many people as we inspire, we're going to trigger that many people or more, right? People will misunderstand us, but I'm reading this power versus force now, and it's amazing. Like 75% of the population is at 200 or below on the level of consciousness. And the few, the small percent that are at the above levels, there's an even smaller percent that's like above 500 and above 600. But the power of that energy balances out for the earth and carries, lifts the rest of us. So it's a beautiful thing. Know that your energy, your light does matter. And even if you trigger another, that's medicine as well. Down the road, they may come to the realization and awareness and understanding like, oh, I guess I was the one that was not understanding. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles here. All the Pentacles energy. I love this. New beginnings in the physical. But yes, with seeing the ways we have been blocking ourselves, right? Like this song, Free Your Mind and the rest will follow. We can't change a thing if we don't see it. So awareness is the first step. And then it's what we do with that. But Minnie, I commend you for doing your healing work, doing the inner work, taking a look at yourself, the reflection, versus projecting your beliefs onto others. We understand that there are just as many realities as people, right? And at each level of consciousness, truth will resonate with you at a different level. Truth at a higher level will sound like nonsense to those at a lower level. Allow that to be okay. I just saw 555 as well. Change here, yeah. Boundaries, implement those boundaries. Blinders on to the naysayers, right? Remind yourself when people are throwing shade or have something rude, harmful, disrespectful to say to you, that's not an indication of your character. That is pointing at, that's an indication of who they are. How you behave is your karma. How others behave is theirs. How you respond to others' behavior. That's all we're in charge of, right? But I love this. Strength, boundaries, so we can protect what we're creating in the physical here. Yeah, another page. Oh no, another swords here. Swords, the mind here. Continuing to learn the thing, right? Like I said, we have this new awareness and it takes a bit to embody it. So give yourself grace. Allow yourself to shift. We're not supposed to be who we were yesterday, right? Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. King of Swords. Yeah, we have our king and our queen here. There's our divine counterparts. Knowing who we are. You don't need to explain yourself to people. Your energy will do the talking for you here. And there's the lovers on the bottom of the deck. I just want to see if we get any repeats with another tarot deck. Yeah, the Hanged Man. Perspective shift. Anytime you feel like there's chaos in the external or competition or fighting, right? We put our blinders onto that. We take a pause. We maybe change our perspective. We remember who we are, this big picture thinking, higher understanding. We go within until we're feeling aligned again, like this 9 of Cups energy, right? Inner fulfillment is what draws in the other and all others, things that are a match, relationships that are a match, jobs that are a match, situations that are a match, right? It's all a mirror. So who are you being? You are more powerful than you know. Yes, I love that. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for being here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're finding me is just right. Yeah, explore fullness. This 9 of Cups energy. What does fullness within feel like for you? Much astrology shifting. Like I said, I'm not going to speak too much about that because I shared in the Patreon message, but we do have both Mercury and Jupiter moving into Cancer after they have been in Gemini. Jupiter was in Gemini the last year. So an explosion of ideas, thoughts, words, opinions, just much coming at us in the external at the level of the mind. But we're moving from the air sign, the mind, to the heart, to a water sign, to Cancer. So it's going to be more about how things feel. Getting out of our head, getting out of our own way and dropping into our heart. And yeah, using our feeling, our body coherence to determine if a thing is for us. Also, what do we value, right? Like Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer, Jupiter expands everything it touches, and Cancer is home life, security, safety, nurturing. It's the mother, also the moon rules Cancer, and so subconscious beliefs. Again, free your mind and the rest will follow, right? Beautiful energy to release ourselves from our own prisons, limiting beliefs, ways we have boxed ourselves in. Tend to the small things. This came through in Patreon as well. Knowing the small things aren't the small things at all. We can bring the magic to the mundane, right? And make every moment sacred. Make our life a moving prayer here. Love is all around for those with eyes to see, right? So it's a matter of what you're tuned into, what you're and knowing that your thoughts, your emotions, your energy is creating the reality you're living in, the house you're living in. what you're seeing. What am I looking for here? Let's tap in with our Work Your Light deck. One more message here, and then I'm going to hop off. I am available for personal readings, personal guidance, if you want to work with me one-on-one. If you would like access to the video series I created here on all about mastering myself to step into your power, to live a life you love, to live a life that lights you up. The initiation here, yeah, rite of passage, crossing the threshold, becoming someone new. And again, repeat, spirits, like I said what I said. Trust that what you are going through in this now moment is what is needed for your next to come along and come through. I say this often, but it's always true. How do you know that what you are experiencing right now is what you need to be experiencing? Because it's what's playing out for you, right? It's what's happening. All things work for our benefit. Continue to affirm that. Remind yourself of that. I was speaking about this in Patreon as well, but notice how when you affirm the good, how that feels in your body, right? And also notice how when you tell yourself a negative story, a defeating story, a debilitating story, notice how when you focus on something negative, fearful, notice how that makes you feel as well. And then choose accordingly. I just saw 1122. I'm going to get us an affirmation here. Oh my gosh, same affirmation that came through in Patreon. Through faith and hope, I am divinely guided on my path. I've been saying this in collective readings and personal readings throughout the last several days, I feel like, but it's true. Faith is not faith at all if we only believe for the things we can see, right? Faith is blind faith, right? Believing for the things we can't yet see, but we can feel. We trust. We know how this energy game works. We know how this reality works now. So empowerment here, like the first card that popped for us in the tarot, right? Strength. Know your strength. Remember who you are. Affirm the good. Affirm how powerful you are, right? Those who are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, thank you, Abraham, into their power, we don't use it for harm. We use it for good. It depends on what level of consciousness you are at, right? If you're still in the lower levels, we come up from shame, guilt, and then there's pride, and there is a level in there where you are just building to self-serve. But you can elevate up beyond that, and where your purpose is bigger. It's like, how can I stay in alignment, right? Fill my own cup and serve, share my gifts at the same time, because we all have gifts we're here to share. And your purpose is to be you. No one else can do it just like you. So trust that, know that. I'm sending you all a beautiful week. And until next time, I'm sending so much love. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. I'm actually just hopping off, but you could go and watch the video here. It'll say it's going private, but I'll make it public again. So it'll be available to review. Sending you so much love, wishing you a beautiful week. Until next time.